there really isn't enough good things that I can say about Sable. Um, she was my first dog. She, I mean, she was such a happy a happy little dog, and I loved that about her. She was, she loved, the people she lived around. We all loved her. She was one of the family, and that's how an animal, a pet, should always feel. Um, but what makes Sable unique, at least to me, and I guess this goes for all dogs, is she was like she was like my best friend. Sable, my first dog, my best friend. As I said at the beginning of this film, there isn't enough good things that I can say about her. This film is my way of saying goodbye one last time. I want it to be special. I made a tribute video for her a while ago, which can be found on my YouTube channel. But for this, I want to show everyone just how special she was to me, my friends, and my family. I think we all feel that way about our pets. We share a strong bond with them. They're one of the family. We know the day will come that they'll pass away, and we never want to forget them. Once they're gone, it's very hard to handle. I'm sure everyone keeps something or does something special to celebrate their pets' lives. Well, this is my way of celebrating Sable's life. She was a beloved member of my family, and she will never be forgotten.
So, Justin, where is Sable buried today?
Just my backyard. I'll show you. A little messy though. I mean, this is after the. Look out! Uh, wow, my new dogs seem to have left a lot of landmines. Right
Mm-hmm.
here. Right here.
And
Yep.
so this is
That's the
where
grave.
Sable is buried.
That's Sable. That's where she's buried. Yep.
So it's been how long? 2 years?
About that. Yeah.
Mm.
She 2012, late September. So, or mid September. Excuse me. So it's been about a year and a half.
I see.
Yeah.
There's all these things around here. Those little circular objects.
They're weights.
Oh, they're
My
weights.
new dogs kept digging in the grave, so we had to put weights, so they couldn't dig anymore.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's where she's buried.
Yeah, that Rainbow Bridge. She's in a better place now.
Yep. My first experience with Sable is one that I'll never forget. I was 10 years old. I had been bugging my parents for a couple years to get a puppy, and my sister was about 3 at the time. So, a puppy and a 3-year old is just, it's a lot to handle. And they didn't really think I was responsible enough yet to take care of a puppy. Not that I was irresponsible at at the age of 10. It's just owning a puppy is a big responsibility, and they weren't sure if I was ready to handle it yet, but I convinced them that I was. So my parents finally came to, and we decided we were gonna get a puppy. So we went to a humane society, and after looking around for a little bit, I noticed a whole section of kennels. You know, those little cages that cats are in, and I guess puppies too. And there was a little tiny black lab. She was a puppy. She's just laying in the cage, and I started telling my mom. I said, "Mom, there's a puppy over there. Let's go look at her." And when we walked over, she hopped up and started running around. I told Mom, I said, "Mom, I want this one. This is the one. We should get her." So the Humane Society, they pull her out and they let us play with her a little bit, and we she was jumping around. We were trying to lick her buddy, and it just she was being really playful, and she actually uh, she actually peed on the floor. It was really funny. And then it was pretty much decided that this was going to be the one we got. This was going to be the puppy. Well, next came naming her. Her original name was Wigwam, and we didn't really like that. So we started thinking of names, and um and I remember I saw a dog there, same breed. It was a black lab. It was fully grown, and her name was Sable. So I pitched it to my mom. I said, "What about that? What was that one dog's name? Sable. What about we call her Sable?" And the name fit her. So that's how she got her name. Uh, so we paid the adoption fee. We got everything. We didn't take her home that day. We had to leave her there because we had her fixed. So she had to stay behind for I want to say it was a couple days. Yeah, it was like a couple days. But my dad went to get her while I was at school, and I came home and saw her. The first time I ever saw her in the house, she ran up to me and started sniffing my shoe and wagged her little tail. And I mean, from there on, it just everything just took off. I had her for 10 years, and that first experience with her, it's just one I'll never forget. Okay, so these are some items that belong to Sable. I kept all these so I would, just to kind of remember her by. Um, this is her collar. It's a little dirty. It was actually after, me and my dad and my uncle Bob buried her. I tossed this on top of the box that she was put in because I wanted her to kind of keep it. It was hers. But then my new dogs dug it up, and I just kept it. I don't really want to get into that. This is her name tag. This is the back of it. Actually, the front has her name right there. I'm not gonna. I don't want to show the old address or the old number because I moved, so I don't want to show that. But it's shaped like a Red Wings logo because we're Red Wings fans here. It's pretty awesome. She didn't wear that all the time. Like as she got older, we took it off because she didn't. It didn't look like it was. She didn't look very comfortable wearing it. She would just kind of scratch at it and whatnot. This is her bandana. Yes, this is her bandana. It's still tied the way I kept it. And I actually found this by accident one time. I didn't even know I still had it. I was cleaning out my basement and I found it, and I was just like, "Oh my God, this was Sable's." And last but not least, these are her adoption papers. As I explained, she was adopted. So that's those are basically all the items I have left that belong to her. I still have them, and I'm gonna keep them.
When I think about Sable, I think about the great memories that me and Justin had together. A lot of times, especially when we're hanging out together, Sable was there with us. If she wasn't playing around with us, we would antagonize her. God, how many times we made her so mad. It was pretty funny. Definitely memories to look back on and be happy about. She was definitely a good dog. Bit wild and crazy, but I mean, what do you expect? She's a dog. I mean, I sit there and think about all the times that like we antagonized her to chasing her down the street because she got out. She was such a it was such a great time mostly. Crazy wild dog and all the nicknames we had for her. Oh, it was so funny. And it always brings me back to the fact that like me and Jay both had like labs and like we both have experienced that incredible like experience that like a really good dog gives to you. And when I think about like that we had to lose her, it sucked because it was like it was that last straw when you realize that you've grown up and it hurts because like you can't just pretend that life is a joke anymore. You know, when you watch like one of your best friends have to go. But when I look back, I always had good memories of Sable. Running around, all the times that we messed with her outside, make her run all over the place, the stupid videos that we made of her. Uh, obviously, it brings a smile on my face. So I can't think of anything else to really describe her as. Is just the great, great experience that I had with her. So she was a good dog. I miss her.
Okay, I'm basically gonna give you a tour of my room, sort of. I'm gonna show you some mementos that collected some stuff that I collected that reminded me of Sable. This is a little plastic, rubber, plastic dog. Yeah, it's plastic. I uh, I got this at a garage sale for like $1, but it looked just like her, and I wanted it. Um, right here is a picture of her. Um, it's a picture of her. She was a little bit younger. Sorry, it's hard for me to hold this laptop with one arm, but she was a little younger than some of the photos that were pictures that were shown at the beginning of this film. And now I'm gonna take you to the other side here, and this is these are more statuettes, I guess you could say. This one this one right here, much like the first that I showed you, I got it at a garage sale. Um, it's not doesn't look exactly like her. The fur on this one's a little longer, but it looked really cool and it reminded me of her. I got that while she was still alive. Same for this. This looks like her when she was a puppy. when she was a puppy, and I thought it was adorable. Nose on this one's a little shorter than hers was. She had a bit of a big nose when she was a puppy. But that's a close resemblance. And then there's this. I got this at a store. Um, this is actually like a statuette of a mother dog and her puppy, and it was like current Sable, and the puppy is like past Sable. It's just adorable too, and just kind of looking at this stuff, I can't believe it doesn't make me cry. um, there's one more thing I want to show you. It's right here. I'm gonna have to put my laptop down and get it out. Okay. Here it is. This is an oil pastel color drawing I did of Sable in high school. I was a freshman. Yeah, I was a freshman in high school. And, we had to draw a picture of something up close, like a person. And my art teacher wanted us to draw someone like special to them, someone or something special to them. And I chose my dog because I'm not good at drawing people, so I didn't want to draw my parents or my sister or my uncle or my grandma, but I'm not good at drawing people. But I thought I could do a dog, and well, not to toot my own horn, but I think this came out really good, really great. It's probably one of my favorite drawings. I don't have a favorite that I've done, but this is definitely one of my favorites. And I'm going to treasure this thing and just, I'm never gonna, it's always gonna be with me wherever I go. I am never letting this thing go. Ever.
I knew her for 5 to 6 years. She was a really nice dog. She was a chocolate lab. She would lick you like anytime you came to my friend's house. Here she is at the door, waiting for you. And if you got in, she would start licking you. I thought that was really nice and funny. Um, she was probably one of the nicest dogs I ever got to meet. Um, she she loved wagging her little tail a lot. I thought that was pretty funny. She also likes eating table scraps, but what dog doesn't like eating table scraps? I thought she was really really cool. Um, and she also could you could pet her and she would enjoy it. She would start scratching her leg. It's funny, but now she's up in doggy heaven.
Sable's death really affected, my entire family. I know I haven't I haven't given detail as to why we, had her put down. Her back legs were kind of going out. She wasn't moving. She wasn't moving very well. You know, she she got old. She had just turned 10 years old, so she wasn't young by any means of the word. Well, human years she was, but dog years, that's old. Um, One of the hardest things for me was to watch her, try to move, and she wasn't moving very fast, and kind of. Oh my God, I'm actually tearing up a bit. She she wasn't moving very well at all. She was moving very slow. And I remember one time I went to, I grabbed her, between her tail and her, her back, and she yelped. It actually hurt her, and then as I said, she stopped running around. She stopped jumping on people when they came through the door, and she just wasn't acting like herself anymore. She was in pain, and I couldn't take it anymore. None of us could. So we called the vet. They said to bring her in. I had talked to my mom about it, and she had a dog named Dookie that kind of suffered the same thing. His back legs were going out. They were a lot worse. He was actually dragging them, and he had to get put down. So my mom talked to me the night before and said that this might be it. She might have to go. And as much as I wanted to argue with her and say that no, I couldn't, but I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand to sit there and watch her suffer. And the day my dad and I took her to the vet, that day, oh my God. I woke up that morning and Sable was in her cage. She was afraid she didn't want to come out. She knew she'd have to go upstairs and that hurt her. My sister had a couple of friends over to consult her, and I remember she was bawling her eyes out. My mom wasn't. My mom was crying. My dad, we got Sable in the truck. We took her to the vet, and I can't get into it, but it's just a day that I'll never forget. If it's anything I've learned from Sable, it's that you never forget a pet. And the stronger the bond between you and them, the better yours and your life will be. Cherish all the time you have with them, because it won't last forever. But when it ends, you look back on all those happy memories and that entire experience, and as sad as it may be when you lose them, you'll look back on it and you'll smile.